All right, welcome everybody. I assume you can hear the sound of our voice. If so, maybe raise your hand in the GoToWebinar. I can hear my talking control panel. Thank you, Valentina. If somebody can hear me, then I assume you all can hear. If you have questions as we're going along, you could raise your hand and I could unmute you and you could speak if you wanted to do that, or you could type the question in the chat box as we're going along. And if I think it's a good question, I'll interrupt Margaret and have her answer it right along as we're going. Otherwise, some things we may keep to the end. All right, and so this is where I hope you brought all of your questions, concerns about home warranties with you today. I've been making a list of questions to ask because we're going to hear the answers. I want to introduce Margaret Faraday with Fidelity National Home Warranty. We've known each other. We don't want to say how long because, you know, I'm tired. You know what I mean. Why don't you just go ahead and maybe introduce yourself a little bit more and talk about, you know, Fidelity National and why you're here and what you're going to do and so forth.
Well, thank you for such a wonderful introduction. My name is Margaret Faraday, and I'm going to explain a few simple things on how to use your home warranty and what to expect when you guys write those offers and what to put down. So let's see, we've got 27 people. That's wonderful. I'm going to start off by telling you we are an insurance company. So we are not a tech company or a, you know, with technicians, we hire out technicians. They're a third-party company. So when you guys, the most important part about our job is to make sure that when you guys write the offer, we don't want you to just say up to 500. You really, really want to know what's inside that house. You want to know if there's AC, if there is 2 refrigerators, if there's a water softener. You really want to know what's inside the home before you write that offer, and you want to maximize and make sure that your client gets the best coverage. So it's much easier when you're writing that offer to please know how much money to put in. And that's the start right there. So basically what we do is we have packages, and we're all pretty much the same. All of us, like Old Republic, First American, and Fidelity, we use the same vendors. We pretty much vary in pricing by $5 to $10. It's really about who you work with as a partner, and that's how I like to work with you. I'd like to be your partner so that I can help your client if anything goes kind of sideways with a claim. So normally, when you put the offer in and you get it accepted and you get your home warranty, basically what you do is what I like to do. I used to be a real estate agent. I used to give them a hard copy and tell them to put it in their kitchen drawer. A lot of people might just want the copy to put on their desktop. Always tell your client, look, you guys just got an insurance plan for a year that the seller paid for. Go ahead and use it. So then they'll know what's covered and what's not covered. So there are things that are covered and things that are not covered. The worst mistake that an agent can make is when they buy this product and they tell the client, don't worry, the home warranty is going to fix everything. They'll replace it all. That is not going to happen. So if something's pre-existing, the tech will know it's pre-existing and they will deny it immediately. And we just don't want to start off like that. Is everybody kind of keeping up with what I'm saying? I can't see anybody, so.
One person is, we can't see them on the system.
Okay.
At least not legally. Paul is somebody not being muted. I think everybody is muted, Paul. So other than Margaret.
Okay, so, and I'm not going too fast, right?
I'm not going too fast. So can I just ask you a question while we're talking about that? So knowing what's in it, so I'm writing an offer right now, today, and there's a home warranty section. How would I know? Like let's say I do have a list of everything. Is there an easy way to find out what number I should write in so I'm covered? Or is
you mean as a price?
Yeah, up to 650.
I would say up to 700 nowadays because of the inflation, everyone has raised their prices. So I would say up to 700 because again, when you've already shown that property to your client, you're already looking to see if it's got 2 refrigerators, a water softener, if it's got a septic system. You really kind of want to know what's in that house before you short side your client by saying up to 500.
Right.
And that is,
yeah.
Go ahead. Go.
Well, there's also different degrees in coverage too, right?
Yes. So and I have some flyers there for you folks, but first I'm going to talk to you because a lot of people order Crest, and Crest allows you to have an extra month. So you get 13 months rather than 12 months on the Crest. That's why it's just a little bit more money. And we have variations of pricing. So that's why sometimes the best price is the enhanced because it bundles a lot of things together. So let's say you don't have AC and you're like, I just want standard plus with washer, dryer, refrigerator. We're talking $15. And if you've got the enhanced that does have the AC in it, you're going to get 2 HVAC tune-ups, you're going to get smart home. So you're going to get a bundle. That's what companies are doing nowadays. They're kind of bundling things so that you get a little bit more, because since we've raised the prices, we want to offer a little bit more into the package. Okay.
All right.
So that's usually, that's what I usually tell people all the time. But Raw's so good that she already kind of knows what to order. So she's been fairly easy to deal with. But just so you know, guys, we cover what's inside the movable items of the home. We don't cover anything structural. So I get a lot of phone calls the day after a rain. Margaret, our windows are leaky. That's your State Farm insurance. That's not us. So we are the movable items within the foundation of the home. We don't do sprinklers outside. We don't do anything outside of the house at all, except at the water heaters in the garage, that type of stuff. But you want to make sure that your clients know that it's not structural, because I get a lot of calls just on structural. But so how a home warranty is going to work for a claim is when your client, when you guys give them the keys, they get in the house, and a week later something breaks. There's 2 ways to put a claim in. They can call on the 800 number, or they can go to homewarranty.com and file a quick claim. And it's just a 1 click with their address, and boom, it's done. They get somebody dispatched. It's been working quite well. So that is the best way. In order to bring me involved in something, usually something has to not go well with the tech and the homeowner's not happy with them. I'd rather them call me immediately than wait 3 weeks. That way I can take care of the issue right away. Okay. 9 times out of 10, they wait 3 or 4 weeks, then they're completely upset with everybody. And I didn't know about it for the whole 3 or 4 weeks, and I could have helped them earlier. So whenever a client is experiencing something that's not positive, that's when you reach out to me and I try to take care of it right away, or I get a different company out there. And I have the power to do that, to get somebody else out there if somebody wasn't that good. Okay. And that happens because all of our companies are licensed and bonded, but we can't control who they hire. So sometimes you get a good guy, sometimes you don't. It's just, it's like going to the grocery store anywhere else, right? You get a good checkout line, you get a bad checkout line. So certain areas, let's say you sell a property that's not really in a populated area and we don't have coverage, that's when we let them know that they can do a COS, which means cost of outside service, but it has to be approved by Fidelity. Somebody cannot just call somebody and send us a bill. And that happens quite a bit. Everyone thinks, oh, I'll just call a plumber and I'll send Fidelity the bill. It has to be approved by Fidelity in order for them to get the service done by an outside company. Okay. On a close of escrow, when you're in escrow, when you guys, when somebody takes possession of the home, it starts the day they take possession of the home. If you bought a plan for somebody, a friend or a family member, that's considered direct to consumer. That means there's I always say a 35-day wait. So if you bought it for your Uncle Frank, and something's breaking, he's got to wait 35 days before he can put in a claim. Okay. We cover residential. We don't cover commercial. On the brochure, it's 5,000 square feet or less. If you guys sell a home that's over 5,000 square feet, that's when you call me directly and I call in the order to get the pricing for it. Because that's when you start getting into multiple units, multiple ACs, multiple washer and dryers, and so on. Now I'm going to explain something about home warranty as well. My magic phrase is you get something, but not everything. We cover parts and we cover installation of the parts or the unit. If you have a heating or an AC or a water heater, those require permits and modifications. The homeowner is responsible for the permits and modifications. We cover the unit, we cover the parts, we cover the installation. And the communication, I try so hard to communicate that to everyone, because then the homeowner is so surprised that they have a $800 bill because we're paying for a new heating and air conditioning unit for $4,000, but we're not paying the $800 in permits and modifications. And they're very upset because they were told by their agent that we would pay for everything. So that's why I really, really stress to you guys, when you tell them you get something but not everything. Just recently, I had an agent, she's so upset with me because we paid for most of it, and she has had $8,000 worth of claims with us in less than a year. And I said, you just got $8,000 out of us. And she goes, yeah, but I didn't get 10. And that's precisely why I try really hard to tell people you don't get everything. So if you didn't have a home warranty, she wouldn't have got the $8,000. So I really, really try to drill that into people's heads. We also offer seller's coverage. 10% of my best agents order seller's coverage on every single listing. And what that is, it's like $1.34 a day at time of listing. You go take a listing and you tell the guy, hey, I'm going to insure your home. You don't have to tell him it's $1.34 a day. Hey, I'm going to go and insure your home. I'm going to make sure that while this house is listed and when it goes through escrow and when it closes, that if anything breaks, like the water heater, the guts of the home, not the appliances, the water heater, the heater, the AC, that the home warranty will be there to help fix it. So that's a really nice caveat to have, especially when you go for a listing appointment and you tell them, hey, I'm going to insure your home while we have this in escrow and while we're showing it for the next couple of weeks. Or, nowadays things don't stay on the market very long. These last about 6 months. If the house does not sell, you owe nothing. We just wipe it away. Why we do that? Why we use this tool is because we're hoping to get the buyer end of this. So that's why we offer it to the sellers for the seller's coverage. Another big thing you guys must need to know. If you go through a home and you're negotiating, and I realize there's multiple offers out there and something's not working, and you go, don't worry about it, the home warranty is going to fix it when you guys take possession of the home. Everything must be in good working order before they take possession of the home. So if the hot water heater on the IR report says it's at end of life, that means it's breaking. They will not fix it. We have this happen all the time because we'll use it for proof. I can't tell you how many agents call me saying, the home inspection report didn't say it was broken, Margaret. I said, yes, but it says end of life. And when it says end of life, that means it's not working. And a tech will go out and deny it immediately. So make sure you pay attention to your IR report. It's very, very important because you're already starting off with a negative and you don't want to do that. Because we're here, it's a good tool to have. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help your clients. Communication is the key. I pick up the phone every single day because I figured if you've got to call me on a Sunday afternoon, it's because something is an emergency. So I really do take it very seriously, and I really, really always want to help your clients. Okay. Does anyone have any questions so far?
Yeah, there's a few.
Okay.
One thing I would say, my interjection, seller's coverage. And what I've seen happen, I was the vice president of a very large company at one time. And this happened.
I lost you.
Give me a second. I heard noises in the background. Let me, don't know. All right. So, and what happened several times is one of our agents would list a house, and during the listing period, something would break, and like a heater or something like that. And then the seller would say, well, what should I do? And the agent would say, well, you better fix it because we're selling your house. And then the seller would be talking to somebody at work, and the somebody at work would say, well, why didn't you just have the home warranty take care of it? And then the seller says, home warranty? What do you mean home warranty? And the friend says, well, when I sold my house, we had a warranty during the listing period and it paid for stuff like that. I bet you do too. And the seller calls the agent, what about the home warranty? And the agent says, well, we don't have one. And the seller says, well, why didn't you order one? Why don't we have one? Well, we never talked. So, and in those cases, the agent ended up paying for some of it because the owner is now saying, if you had only told me that that was a possibility, you'd only said it, I would have bought it, and now I wouldn't be in this trouble. By the way, as a listing agent, I've gone through this and had somebody say, no, I don't want it, because I was at that time making the sellers pay for it. And then the guy's heater broke. Yeah, and I didn't say, I told you so, but, sort of I told him so. So a couple of other questions. Very hard to understand and explain the various levels to the client. How would you, that's a question, I guess, and maybe a statement. Oops.
You don't need to tell them about the packages or anything. Because if you're representing the buyer, normally right now is the seller paying for it, guys. Your responsibility is to say, I want to make sure I get you all the correct coverage. If the buyer is paying for it, then if they're confused, you can even have them call me and I can walk them through it. I have no problem doing that.
Well, and in fact, we did that with my clients in Saratoga, right? Who were, yeah. And so what's happening today is usually when we list a house, if we're doing seller's coverage, the listing agent just does that as part of the package of services. That means you pay for it. It also allows you to pick the home warranty company, which can have advantages after the transaction is closed, because the marketing materials, as I understand it, that go out from the home warranty company will mention the name of the agent who ordered it, which would be the listing agent, which is what I would like. So the various levels. And my other thought about this is that if I'm paying for a buyer's policy, I want to buy the best policy I can buy. I want the platinum policy, because what I don't want to have happen is something breaks and they contact the home warranty company and the home warranty company says, oh no, that's not covered. You have the basic plan. You don't have the really good plan. So no, and so what was something I was trying to get recognized for being generous now doesn't look so good. It looks like I was just cheap. How about the cost to add a well? Do you home warranty a well?
Yeah, we cover well also. Yes, well, and we cover septic. The one thing that nobody covers is, and I get questions every day, is solar.
All right.
Okay.
All right. And you have the actual cost. I guess you're going to look it up, but the answer is you do cover it.
You want me to look up? You want me to tell you what the well covers?
I think that's what you wanted to know.
Okay. Hang on.
We're supposed to memorize. We're supposed to have memorized every single.
I know. Hey, I only sell a couple wells. Let's see here.
Inspection, and I don't recall any of the well properties that I've done that had the home warranty coverage. But why don't we
Here's the well pump. Here's the well pump option. It just says all parts of one well pump must be utilized as the main source of water to the home.
Yeah.
We have an aggregate of $1,500 also. So if we had to do a payout, it'd be maximum of $1,500.
Okay.
Okay. Another thing I want to let you guys know, when you go through these homes now, everybody's kind of decking them out. So if you see a built-in refrigerator, a really nice one, and all upgraded appliances, we have a limited appliance upgrade for an additional $100. And that goes from $5,000 to $10,000 in an aggregate, because those refrigerators are 10 to 12 grand, right? Those Sub-Zeros. So you really want to pay attention to add that $100 appliance limit upgrade to the plan, because that they go from 5,000 payout to 10,000. That's huge. Okay.
We're getting a lot of questions.
Okay.
It's good, right? Because we charge by the question, by the answer. Once a home warranty has been ordered, how does it get to the buyers? Is the warranty emailed, sent via regular mail? Also, what is the current deductible for a repair?
The current deductible as of yesterday is $85 for a service charge now, a service fee. If anything ever does go sideways and they're not happy with something, I have the power to waive the fee. The other thing is how the process works. Once the order's placed, when escrow closes, escrow cuts us a check. It takes 8 to 10 days for us to get the check. So if they want to rekey, they need to let us know the information from the escrow officer so we can call to validate that they did send the check. Then what happens is we mail a contract, a paper contract, because don't forget, we're insurance. We mail a paper contract to the homeowner. So the only people that get a copy of the order is the real estate agent and me and the escrow officer. So when we put an order in, it's auto-populated. Everybody gets a copy within 15 minutes. And then when it closes, the homeowner gets a copy within 8 to 10 days of close, a hard copy.
Okay. And remember when you were talking about if there's a property inspection and then there's an end of life item, what if there's no property inspection? And
then you don't have proof.
Right. So
when we're a perfect example, the day after the homeowner moves in, the water heater's broken, right? They call me and say, we just moved in, we don't have hot water. The hot water is not working. So we send a tech out there and the tech goes, this is pre-existing. It's denied. And then the fighting starts. And I say, hey, do you have an inspection report so that it's either your friend or your foe, is what I tell people. So if you don't have an inspection report, then we don't have anything to gauge it with. And we have to listen to the expert, and that's the technician. And so that's why it's important to make sure everything's in good working order before you close on the home.
All right, thank you. There's a question which you sort of answered. How do you find out if it was broken prior to getting home warranty? Some of my buyers want home warranty to fix later what came in the report. And that's again saying that don't worry about the property inspection. The home warranty will fix all that.
Exactly. And the techs, don't forget, we hire professional companies out there, and they know if something's pre-existing.
Yeah.
We don't do it on purpose at all. We don't want to deny something, but I can tell you more often than not, a lot of my top agents just say, oh, don't worry, the home warranty will fix it later.
Yeah. Dangerous.
Dangerous.
You're not Curbio, right? You're just.
Well, it makes us all look bad.
Khalid has a question. Have you seen any issues with the repair contractors waiting for spare parts because of the current supply chain issues? What happens then if a critical part is needed and the lead time is long, for example, on a cooker or fridge?
It's been the worst 2 years in our entire industry. It's not just Fidelity, it's Old Republic, First American, Home Guard, everybody. No one wants to hear the word COVID anymore. We still have supply chain issue problems. We had problems getting texts. We had problems. I mean, remember in the beginning, we couldn't even get them to go to a house. So we're still having supply issues, but it's really gotten a lot better. But I mean, I can't tell you, I lost a lot of business over the last 2 years, and they've all come back because they're like, Margaret, it's not just you, it's everybody. I said, I know, I told you. So it's starting to straighten out, but we're still having, issues. And I'm being as honest as possible about it. There's delays. I'm not going to lie to anybody and say everything is perfect. It's not.
Okay. So as a seller's agent, we should pay $700 for a year only for the time of the listing. That's up to you, Mercedes. As a listing agent, I would generally be including a home warranty. And if I were representing the buyer, where the seller didn't already have one included, I would be buying it for the buyer. That's my personal thing. There's a question about if a well report says the pump needs to be replaced, but the pump is working fine, will the home warranty cover it? How is it working fine if you need the home warranty to cover it? But you can explain that, Margaret, I guess.
If the well needs to be replaced before the homeowner takes possession of the home, that's considered pre-existing. So if the well's working and 4 months later it stops working, that's when we come in and fix it.
Okay. Can you please go over items that are not covered under a typical seller or buyer plan?
Items that are not covered usually?
Right, well, you're going through, if the foundation is cracked, is that covered?
No, that's structural.
That's I think the list that he wanted.
So you want to always think of movable items in the home: the washer, the dryer, the water heater, the heat, the plumbing, but window structures, roof. We do have roof coverage. I don't advise getting roof coverage because I think it's not very good. It's very minor repairs. For $100, I'd rather have you get an appliance limit upgrade. So the roof, we do offer that, but again, like I said, I wouldn't do it. But anything structural, like the cracked foundation, that's all from your homeowners.
Okay. Soledad would still like to know the cost to add a well. I don't know.
The cost to add a well?
Yeah, is it an extra $500,
$300? That's adding a well. So I'm just saying the well pump that we offer the service is only $85. But yeah, I wouldn't know how much a well would cost.
By saying adding a well, I wasn't meaning digging one and having water come out. I was meaning adding it to the home warranty policy.
Oh, okay, $85, yeah.
That's right. All right. And does it cover solar? That's been answered.
Nope.
No. And then I do seller coverage. When listing, I've had agents complain that their client is locked in to a particular company, I guess, that they don't like. My seller also had a leak under the house, discovered in fixing another item that it was easier to have a plumber that was already just there fix it rather than wait to get a home warranty company referral out there as the home was on the market, lost money, but more convenient. So we have a couple of general complaints about home warranty companies. And I don't know if you want to address that, but.
And like I said, with home warranty, in a perfect world back in the day, the seller would always buy a home warranty because he wanted everything to be in good working order. He wanted to leave the house in tip-top shape. Hey, got you an insurance policy. If anything breaks, they'll go out and fix it. Okay. So that was in a perfect world. Nowadays, you've got buyers buying it. You got buyers agents buying it because sellers won't cover it. Like I said, you get something, but not everything. And I'll give you an example. You take a house that's got a 30-year-old refrigerator. and we replace like for like. So it's an old Kenmore, right? And you want this new cool LG refrigerator, and you want us to replace it with a new cool LG refrigerator. So we're like, but we only replace like for like items. So we're going to replace a Kenmore, and we're going to either cash you out at $750, or we'll go buy a Kenmore and have it replaced. What would you like, white or black, right? Then the homeowner gets all upset. I can't believe you're only giving me $700 or $750. And then you go, well, if you didn't have the plan, you would not get $700. You'd have to go out and buy a $2,000 one. And this way, you're only going to go spend $1,300 extra dollars. So I always try to be as upfront as possible with people to say, this is what we offer. We are not going to give you a brand new $2,000 refrigerator that's got a new iPad in it because you want that. If you want that, then you can upgrade and take the cash out. But if you didn't have the plan, you wouldn't get the cash of $700. So that's how you kind of have to look at home warranties. I do not try to paint a pretty picture at all on what we offer or what we don't offer. But, you know, I really try to be as honest as possible. I mean, I'd rather have $700 in my pocket.
Yes. And when it was common for sellers to pay for it, what I would explain to sellers is this, that real estate agents generally have something called errors and omissions insurance. And errors and omissions insurance protects us agents, in case we're sued as a result of a transaction. And I don't know if you guys know this, but most of the E&O companies lower the deductible that the agent would have to pay if there's a home warranty, right? If a home warranty is included in the transaction, many E&O companies charge a lower deductible to the agent. Why would they do that? I've asked sellers that. Why do you think they would give us a discount, essentially, because we've ordered a home warranty? And the obvious answer is because there's a lot less likelihood of litigation if there's a home warranty on the property. And I'd ask the seller, when this is over, do you want to go to small claims court, right? And fight with the buyer, right? Or, I mean, you know, I mean, I'm just saying, right? How about termites? Termite work afterwards?
No, that's separate companies. We do insects and bugs though.
But not
rats, you know, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Okay. Like if they have infestation.
All right.
But no termite. Termite's completely separate.
Yeah. When does the home warranty coverage kick off or kick in?
The day they close, basically.
And here's a positive statement that Fidelity Coverage just helped me replace my broken tankless water heater just yesterday, from Stephanie. Thank you very much, Stephanie, for that. And then there's another one that says that the shower leak, the home warranty denied the shower pan was not covered. Homeowner beyond unhappy. No confidence in what it actually covers.
And that is why I see this little brochure, and you guys, I'll mail them to you. When you give this to the homeowner, there's parts in here that say what's covered and what's not covered. Like I said, we will cover certain things, but not everything. And when you go in with your eyes wide open and the homeowner goes, oh, okay, so it's not everything. No, here, put this in your kitchen drawer. And when you have a leak in your bathroom, go to your section in there for plumbing and see what's covered and what's not covered. And then that way, when they do call in and they say, oh yeah, we're gonna pay for, we split everything down and itemize what we cover and what we don't cover.
Right. And my suggestion is, if you've ever watched me talk about listing packages and or buyer packages, one of the things that I would always include is a home warranty brochure. And so the people have it up front and they can read it, right? In my area in particular, we've got a lot of engineers. They're good at reading, some of them are. They're good at reading these things, right? So that they can, you know. Subterranean, how much does it cost per day when you have the listing? That was $1.
It's like $1.34 a day for a house. And for a condo, I think it's like $1 or something like that. It's so little. Condo is like $1.21.
All right. If we're going to sell it right away, does the AC coverage include checkups, tune-ups, which would be proactive?
Yes, because in that enhanced package, I don't know, do you want to see that? See where I have the HVAC tune-up for, it says 25, but it's included.
Tell us any brochure you want.
So we have 2 HVAC tune-ups. When you get the enhanced, you can actually have your HVAC tuned up twice a year between February and April, and I think August and September or something like that. September and November. And so that's preventative care, which is excellent. So we do have that.
Does and refrigerant charging change?
Does who?
Refrigerant charging. I got free refrigerant charging. That must be for the AC. Never mind.
Yeah, I think they're getting away from that Freon.
Yeah, I think there's, yeah. I think what they're talking about is refrigerant charging for the air conditioning unit. But do you recommend that people always have a home warranty or just when property is purchased?
You know, when I was a real estate agent back in the day down in San Diego, I always told my clients, keep it for 3 years. It seems like in the 3rd year is when everything starts to go.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I sold a house to one of my good friends and I had her keep it. And she goes, I'm getting rid of it, Margaret. I don't want it anymore. And literally a week later, her hot water heater broke. So you just never know. But I have to say it's the same people using it. So the people who know how to use it, use it. Just like I told you, that agent is, in less than a year, she's gotten $8,000 out of me. So some people use it, some people don't. It's insurance. It's like anything else.
All right. So let's see. I think I've pasted into the chat, and I'm going to do it again, Margaret's contact information. So if you want something from her, just reach out. Plus, I imagine her contact information is included in the handouts. How about ADUs? I think, didn't you?
Yes, ADUs. I have it. I attached an ADU. It seems to be one. Do you guys see that picture?
Yeah, even little houses deserve.
Yes. ADUs are probably one of the most popular items right now. And again, if you have an ADU and you need to put an order in, call me because it's very vital to know what's inside that ADU. Okay. I need to know if it's got a washer dryer, a refrigerator, a stove, AC. So we go through it and we build on it. So an ADU can cost probably up to $450 when you start building.
Okay.
Do you guys see that picture right there?
Yeah, we can see it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So see, without AC, and this has AC, but they don't sell enhanced because a lot of ADUs only have just a fridge. Okay.
Any other flyers you wanted to point out?
A cool thing here, guys, also is there's a fillable application if you ever want to just have that as well. I sent that to Raw. And so here, you got a quick little, okay, oh, that's how much that cost, right? Or you could have, where is the cheat sheet? I love the cheat sheets. Let's see. That's going to pop up here.
It's one of the handouts.
Yeah, here's the cheat sheet. I just put this up on the wall so that I can quickly go, okay, enhanced plan, see 610, and see how we bundle things together. And then down here, now see this best value for enhanced plus plan? The difference between this and this is when I told you about code and modification, where hot water heaters, AC units, when you have an upgraded home and you've got more money to spend, I would get that Enhanced Plus plan, because when they have to replace the hot water heater, they won't be out $800. We're going to take care of 90% of the code violation and modifications. And I say 90% because I just learned a lesson. I thought we paid all of it and we didn't. We pay like about 90% of it.
Right. And we have
But
another,
Yeah.
right. We have another plug for you from an agent who says that Margaret is great. I use Fidelity in all my transactions. That's Khalid. Thank you for that. By the way, I would say the same thing. So do I. I think we sent you a lot of.
Thank you.
How about Orange County?
We cover all of it. Yeah, I don't cover Orange County. I cover the San Jose area and Los Gatos and Milpitas.
But if a San Jose team,
if you sell a home in Orange County and you're out of Mike's office, I can help you.
Okay, if you're representing the buyer. Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And just so you guys know, seriously, I really do speak, and Mike knows me well enough to know, all of us are basically the same. Like I said, we have the same service providers, we have the same vendors, Old Republic, First American, and Fidelity. We're at the top tier. The difference is I've got to pick up that phone every day because I've got to earn that business and I got to earn your trust. And I really, really, truly want to help your client. I'm not just there to take an order and just go away. I'm not like that at all. I've never been like that. And I did lose a lot of business during COVID, but a lot of them came back going, Margaret, you at least pick up the phone. I said, I know, that's what I've got to do to separate myself from everybody else. Because we have the same people.
There's a question about affiliate program opportunities for agents. I believe I can answer that one, but what somebody is asking is there a place where I could sign up where Fidelity is going to kick back to me as a real estate agent a certain amount of money every time I order a home warranty from you?
We can't do that.
And also,
that phrase kickback is not a good phrase. But
that's the way I approached it. So there's also the problem of a federal law called the Real Estate Settlement Procedures Act. And it says that if this is a loan on an owner-occupied 1 to 4 residential unit with a loan that is federally regulated or insured, and they all are, by the way, almost all first loans are, that you're not, as a real estate agent, supposed to be getting referral fees from a long list, and included on that list is a home warranty company, right? Settlement-related business. So it's a good thought. I appreciate the thought, but not.
I'll tell you what I do. I partner with quite a few real estate agents. I have one in particular. We're doing a movie night in a couple weeks. And so what he does is like, hey, Marg, I'm doing an appreciation movie night for all my client base. I said, okay. I said, what do you need from me? He goes, can you afford to give me some raffle prizes? I said, absolutely. So I'm going to buy 3 or 4 raffle prizes for him so that he can raffle off at the movie theater to his clients. And I can do things like that. If you guys put some kind of a luncheon together with your clients, I can come in and give some raffle gifts and stuff like that. So those are the types of partnering I can do with you.
And those of you that are on my team that are in the Silicon Valley area will be seeing Margaret at some of my live events. Same thing. All right. We seem to have run out of questions. So if you have any, I think we wore them out, or they wore themselves out. Any final comment?
I have just one other little add-on I want to talk real quick about. We're talking about Fidelity on the home warranty, but we own Disclosure Source, which is owned by Fidelity, and that's an NHD company. We are a Fortune 500 company. We insure you for $60 million. We're the only company out there that would insure you, the escrow officer, the TC, the broker, all parties involved, we would cover you in legal fees if you were to ever be sued because of an NHD. About 1 out of 100 is sued, a real estate agent. There's other companies out there. There's enough for everybody. I just wanted to let you know that we do also offer NHD, and it's $99, and you get the environmental as well, and you get it within 15 minutes. So we do offer that as well.
And NHD stands for Natural Hazard Disclosure, which is, if you recently took the real estate exam, is one of the things you'd have to have studied about whether or not the property is in a flood zone, fire zone, earthquake zone, and a whole bunch of other good things that
All of it.
that don't really have anything to do with natural hazards, but still are all included in the report. And that's another topic that we ought to set up, because as a real estate agent, should a real estate agent understand home warranties? Right? Should you have an idea what a home warranty costs? Should you have an idea what a home warranty covers or doesn't cover? I would say yes, right, to that. Should a real estate agent understand the natural hazard disclosure and what is covered and what isn't covered, and what the answer is yes, all of that stuff. So we're going to we'll add that in. Right, we'll have disclosure sort. There's a question: is it a one-time? The NHD is a one-time payment, right? Because it simply is. It's not a thing you pay. Somebody's asking if it was a monthly payment for the NHD, and the answer is no. It's a one-time thing. Basically, it's saying, are you in one of these zones? Right. I mean, there's more stuff, but that's it.
It's required. It's required for every listing, and it's only $99. The seller pays for it.
With environmental.
Yeah, with environmental as well.
Right. And by the way, for those of you that are dabbling in commercial, it's required in commercial real estate as well.
We do commercial as well on our reports. Yes.
I believe I have some of them. Yeah.
and I could have our vice president come in and do a slideshow for you guys. She's excellent.
We'll set that up.
Okay. And I appreciate this time, and going forward, folks, anybody if they want to call me and ask more questions, I'm here for you, whatever you need. And if you want me to mail you stuff, because I know everybody's working remote now, I have no problem mailing out stuff to you.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, everybody. Be safe out there, and see you later. Good time.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike.
Bye, Margaret. Thank you.